Okay, so yes, let's do start. Okay, I'm audible. Okay, so regarding the queries etc. So first thing is okay. Okay, I'll start. So around 2 hours of CVS left, 2 hour maybe 3 hours. Then we'll start with CNS. Okay, and we'll finish the CNS tomorrow, and we'll start with the remaining small. Okay, so everything is perfectly clear. Okay. So that is the idea of this CNS. Okay, we've done what, 4 systems, and we'll do 5 6 tomorrow. There's minor one, general, and this. Okay, clear. And I think kidney, either I'll take on 13th, or if there's a test I will keep it for your revision and this. Okay. So 13 will have a MCQ test. Okay, but this test would be in the app. Okay, so physio MCQ test of topics covered till that. Okay, fine, very good. Okay, and we'll do 5 6 tomorrow. That's fine. Okay, so don't worry about the syllabus, it'll be complete. Okay, that's not the problem. Okay, main thing is your comfort and your mental peace. Okay, clear? Because what I have seen is that on mobile screen we cannot study more than 7 8 hours. Okay, in a live class it's okay. Okay, in live class you can sit for even 12 hours, not a problem. Okay, face to face. But in an app it is very very difficult. So always the logic people say is that pre-recorded lectures, pre-recorded video, okay, they are good in quality, I think, no issue, but they are not better than this. Okay, so what is better? The live class is better. Okay, and even better is face to face. So for that I have told you, in case it's art or this, okay, we'll make sure that we are having these sessions. Okay, clear? So we'll be having face to face what, small classes, not big, because again the government is strict. Okay, so we'll have some sessions in September and in Delhi. Okay, clear? Mainly what, we'll take the revision 3 4 hour classes, not much. Live you can do on the app DBMCI. Okay, there are others also, like you can join other institute. Okay, if you want to know the names, okay, I don't know, I don't want to take the name also, that institute, but where I used to teach earlier, you can take that app also. Okay, then there is other institutes also, like Arise. Okay, self mastered also, DPGI something. Okay, AFMG. Okay, so all are there, so you can take. Okay, then pre-recorded, you know, this prep, even DBMCI is there, e-Gurukul, DBMCI, e-Gurukul, Marrow. Only thing is the content is too much in Marrow. Okay, is more than 1000 hours, so you cannot do 1000 hours. Even if you study what, 10 hours a day, it'll take 100 days, so you cannot finish Marrow. So that is why I will not advise taking full Marrow, it's impossible. Maybe intern mode or rapid revision you can do, that is the case. Okay, e-Gurukul again it's 600 700 hours, so, and prep is again 4 5 6, so they are almost similar in contents, but better you take live classes. Okay, or if you are having this, you use them plus clinical MCQs, clinical cases plus MCQ. So if you are having an app, please do, and please attend any free class, attend it, any free class, revision, please attend. Like Dr. Azam would be taking, I think, some part of anatomy, so you can attend that also. Okay, and that is the case. Okay, fine. Okay, ठीक है, फाइन. प्री रिकॉर्डेड या बोरिंग तो होता ही है, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली टीचर इज नॉट टॉकिंग टू यू. हियर आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू ऑल द टाइम. ठीक है, एंड वी कैन क्रैक जोक्स ऑल्सो. वाई? बिकॉज आई नो दीज वीडियोज विल नॉट बी सीन बाय एवरीवन. ओके, प्री रिकॉर्डेड क्या है, आपने जोक मारा, किसी ने उसको रिकॉर्ड कर लिया और फिर वही है ना, समझ रहे हो, थोड़ी इज्जत की हुआ ना. जैसे मैं ऐसे कह था, क्या बोला तो दिन में MCI है ना, तो मैं ऐसे बोला MCI MC है ना, तो अब ये जोक है ना, इसमें सब समझ गए क्या बोल रहा हूँ. But point is, in the recorded I cannot do, I can be then having a case, defamation case filed against me. Okay, these lectures are this. Okay, clear? Chalo, fine. Okay, Pooja, we will do something about the surgery. Okay, so I cannot talk here, but we will inform you what we are trying to plan for surgery class. Okay, And please get your app activated. Why? Because I think anatomy classes will not be on YouTube, will only be on the app. Okay, clear? And if any free session they are doing, okay, again they will be in the app. I'm the only one who's giving you YouTube links, but others will not be giving. So app, okay, would be having the remaining other free sessions. So those who are joining, very good, and those who are just taking the free classes, again please download other free classes, and I'll ask them to give some test also for free on the app. Okay, चलो, not full free भाई, आजम सर भाई उनको भी घर चलाना है यार, he also needs some payment. So obviously if DVMC is giving payment to faculties for taking classes, they cannot give everything for free, na? So that is why I don't think it will be completely free, but yes, I think some system or some day might be free. Okay, first day, second day, we are trying to talk. ठीक है, चलो. So Azam sir will take full subject, full anatomy and biochemistry, but how much would be free? I don't know. Okay, chalo. Let me talk to them. Okay, fine. Okay, so I think we'll start. Okay, so let's do a rapid revision. Okay, so what is the systole? S1, S2, S2, S1. So what is the systole? S1, S2. This is systole, this is diastole. Easy hai? Then what happens in the systole? The semi-lunar open. What happens in diastole? The AV open. Easy hai? Clear? AV open. What is S1? It is AV close. What is S2? What is S1? Okay. What is S2? Semi-lunar close. Okay. So what is this period? This is isovolumetric contraction, and this is ejection. This is which one? This is again isovolumetric, but relaxation, and then this is filling. Okay, and in filling there are two periods, early and late. So it causes which sound? Early cause S3 and late cause S4 sound. Okay, so early is S3, late is S4. Early is S3 and 4. Okay, thank you very much, Sadagupan. Okay, so the idea is what? Make medicine physiology interesting, and as you all know, most of the faculties, okay, who are teaching with me, okay, we make sure that we are always interacting. Okay, so Dr. Azam also teach like this. Okay, he simplify things and he's very funny, plus he's also making sure the clinical concepts are correlated. So what he is trying to do is what, like he's teaching anatomy, so he'll include what, inguinal anatomy, this canal anatomy with the inguinal hernias. Okay, or when he's teaching about any nerve, he'll explain the nerve injury and the effects. Okay, so that's why we all teachers are trying to what, bridge the gap between preclinical and the clinical. So this gap should be bridged so that people who are having the subject, see, without anatomy you cannot understand anything in ortho, surgery, etc. Am I clear? So obviously if you're not clear, let's say the simple thing of what, any nerve or any kind of, you can say, canal or any triangle, if you don't know the contents, etc., what happens? The problem is you'll not be able to understand the clinical concept. But if the preclinical subject only tell you about the boundaries but not the clinical correlation, how they can be affected, so that's why best thing is they should be clubbed in such a manner that when preclinical teach, he mentioned the clinical subject, and when the preclinical teacher is coming, he can just use the references given by the preclinical subject teacher, and he should be able to give a what, streamline uniform narrative so that the people don't have any kind of problem. Okay, so it's my promise that we would be able to do all this in such a manner that at the end of entire classes you will have a very good knowledge of medicine and able to solve all possible question. Okay, clear? And yes, we are working hard. Okay, we are also trying to prepare special notes. Okay, clear? So what these special notes are, and they are free for download, so we'll give the PDF. The idea is what, Dr. Ariz, Dr. Sara, me, okay, what we are doing is we are taking the older notes, okay, and we are modifying. Okay, clear? So we will add latest advances. Clear? Like in asthma treatment, this latest GINA guidelines, okay, GINA, okay, so we'll be adding plus images plus what, clinical cases, so that all the notes will be updated. So they are spatial updated, so they are not new notes. Okay, so obviously we cannot change the microbiology, but we will keep adding images with clinical case. Like there's a case of, let's say, actinomyces, so we'll add this mother of foot photo, plus the correlation, and the question can be asked, the person lives in this area near this, and okay, so that is the route. Okay, so it will take some time. Okay, so we'll keep uploading on the groups as we prepare the notes, okay, special notes, and we'll upload. Okay, so you can use them for your studies preparation. So therefore those who are saying ki sir padhe kahan se, they can use these notes. Those are in class, obviously in the class you can take the notes. Those who are not attending classes, doing self study, they can use the special notes. Okay, fine. So let's start the remaining part. So is it clear? So this is the cardiac cycle. Isovolumetric contraction ejection is systole, and iso relaxation filling is diastole. Okay, then what are the volumes? So what are the volume filled by the heart called as volume filled? Volume filled is EDV. How much? 120 ml. What are the volume of blood ejected or pumped? This is stroke volume. How much? 80 ml. Okay, what are the volume left called as? Left, it is ESV, around, let's say here 40 ml. And what is the percentage? Ejection fraction. How much? 65%. Clear? And what is cardiac output? It is stroke volume into heart rate, 5 liter per minute. So easy. Fine. Okay, 2-3 question. EDV indicate preload. EDV indicate preload. Okay, clear? Okay, so Deep, regarding schedule, I'll talk to them today. Okay, clear? And I think they are making, okay, because point is till they don't have enough number of students, okay, they will also be bit hesitant. Okay, like my class I can take obviously, but they have already talked to faculty, so they will just ask them to give them dates, and based on the dates they will give a presumptive schedule. Okay, so that's why they will give in a day or two. Okay, so I think by 12th of September they will give schedule. Okay, clear? After talking to all the faculties. Okay, clear? So schedule would be provided. Okay, okay, chalo. So 12th September schedule by DVMCI, I'll ask them to give it to you. Okay, chalo. So heart rate into, okay, and please don't make a payment without verifying and confirming. Okay, clear? Because again I told you there are some people who are facing problem after making payments, etc. So regarding any payment, etc., confirm in the group and then you can pay. Okay, fine. So cardiac output is stroke volume into heart rate. Okay, now comes the question. Question is, how do you control the this? Okay, so therefore if you want to control the cardiac output, you either control the heart rate or stroke volume. Okay, so I'll give some examples and you will understand it very well, and please pay attention. Okay, imagine you want to increase the cardiac output. So what you can do, you can either increase the stroke volume or you can increase the heart rate. So heart rate is increased by what? Sympathetic beta 1 receptor. Okay, called as which effect? Chronotropic effect. Okay, and stroke volume can be increased by two techniques. One is again sympathetic beta 1, increase calcium. Okay, and that is called as inotropic effect. Inotropic. Or you can increase the EDV, that will increase the stroke volume. This is Frank-Starling law. So easy. This is the entire summary of what we are learning. Are you clear now? So you can realize it is not tough at all to revise, and if you revise multiple times you will become good at this. Okay, clear? And I discuss about the failure also. What is the concept of failure? That there is right ventricle, there is left ventricle. Right is pumping blood to the lungs, and from lungs the left pump to the body, and from body the right is getting the flow. Are you clear? So that is how the blood is flowing. So if any ventricle, let's say you are going in a traffic signal, remember you are going in signal, suddenly a person apply the brake. What happened when he apply the brake? There is what? Emptying in front and traffic jam behind. So LVF, okay, so LVF, if it occur, there will be less blood going to the body and too much blood accumulating in the lungs. Are you clear now? So that's why left ventricular failure cause what? It causes, yes, pulmonary congestion edema. Are you clear? And with shock, body is not getting blood, so less blood to the body. So less blood to the body like kidney, muscles, etc. This is called as cardiogenic shock. So easy. So cardiogenic shock. Okay. Okay. Why not first year yaar? Basic concepts are always same. Whatever clinical we are teaching, if you are not understanding, please be patient. You will understand them later on, because the basic concept will not remain different, okay? It will remain the same. So therefore for you, clinical you can take less important. Like if I am saying a treatment, some drug name I told, you can say okay, I don't need to know the drug name, but I should know the concept. Like when I say inotropics are given in heart failure, remember inotropic given in heart failure. What you don't have to remember? The name of the drug, like dobutamine, okay? You'll learn that in pharma next year. Now if right ventricle fail, RVF, okay, the blood will not go to lung, okay, and it will accumulate in the body. It will accumulate where? In the body. So that's why it causes what? It causes congestion where? In the body, not in the lungs. So it causes systemic congestion. Okay, and in India now even first years are taken to clinics, wards, and they are shown cases. Clear? Like how to do reflexes, testing, examination of patient, icterus, pallor, all, okay? Pulse taking, all is done, okay? BP taking. So systemic congestion and cause what? Pedal edema. Pedal edema, ascites. Pedal edema and ascites, okay? Then I also told you some things about the JVP. ACXVY, okay? JVP, okay? So what is the A wave? Caused by atrial systole. Yes or no? What is C? Caused by contraction of ventricle. So I'm not writing it. So it is ventricle contract. Then what is X? Padha na? Relax. X, relax, okay? V is, okay? Okay. Fine. Indrajit, there is a relationship between left ventricular hypertrophy and pulmonary edema, but not a what? Relationship you understand, okay? Like pulmonary edema, which is caused by ventricular failure, okay, will not cause hypertrophy, okay? Clear? But if there is a hypertrophy like HOCM, which cause ventricular failure, then there can be pulmonary edema. So it's not a direct relationship. So I'll not comment. It'll rather confuse you right now, okay? So just remember this, okay? Now V is what? V is, yes, V is filling, atria filling. Atria filling. And what is Y? Y is empty, atria empty. तो मैंने कल पढ़ा दिया था आपको, relax. So when atria relax, it's X. When atria empty, Y. So easy, okay? Y. हाँ, एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, कुसमॉल किस में दिखता है? कुसमॉल, कुसुम मॉल कब जाती है? ओके, कुसमॉल, यस, ओके. सो कुसुम मॉल कब जाएगी? टेल मी. Yes, venous run again. It is affecting the EDV. I told you already. Okay. So कुसमॉल कब दिखता है? CPCT कुसमॉल. So कुसुम मॉल कब गई? CP और CT पढ़ाया था कल. कनॉट प्लेस, दिल्ली में कनॉट प्लेस है ना, वेरी फेमस. सो कनॉट प्लेस में कौन गई घूमने? कुसुम गई, कुसुम. तो क्या है इसका आंसर? ओके. And if some answers I don't give in the class, you can give it to me personally, because I think some doubts better I explain personally, because if I explain them, some people might get confused. So that's why I don't answer them in the class. So you can ask me personally later on, okay? So you always have my number and I will reply to that, okay? Very good. बताओ बाकी लोग भाई, कुसमॉल साइन किस में दिखता है? Very good, very. अरे DK में breathing है. आकाश, DK is breathing. कुसमॉल breathing. Don't get confused, okay? Very good. सबको पता है. All know. Very good. Okay. Yes. Is seen is in CP, not CT. CT में माइनस है. ठीक है. Very important. Okay. So कनॉट प्लेस में गई ना घूमने कुसमॉल. So कुसुम मॉल गई CP में. Okay. कुसमॉल. Okay. और CT में नहीं. Not in the CT. Not in the CT. Okay. Now in CT, what do you see? Very important, backstride. Again ask in this year exam, backstride. So anyone who can give me the 3 features of backstride, 3 features. An easy technique, press the heart. What is the technique to remember? Backs, कि उसकी गर्दन मोड़ दो. Back, neck. So break the neck. So if you press someone's neck, mouth, etc., what happens? So what are the 3 features? Very good. Okay, all are giving right answers, all are learning properly, so that is very very good thing. Okay, medicine is also learned by us. Okay, so what are the three parts of backstride? Three parts of backstride. Okay, very good. Okay, okay, so 1 minute, I'll just take a call. Okay, okay, just 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, sorry for the delay. Okay, fine. So all gave the right answer. Very, very good. Very good. Okay, yes. So 3 parts of the triad are exactly right. So what are the 3 parts? They are: first, decrease BP, that is shock. So decrease BP. Then what? There is, yes, reduce heart sounds. Okay, so muffled sounds. When you do auscultation. Okay, when you do auscultation. Very good. And what is the third feature? It is what? It is increase in the JVP and neck veins distant. So these are the clinical presentation of which person? Yes, cardiac tamponade. Okay, and they will start with something like this: कि a patient develops he has some infection or something. Okay, or he was a IV drug abuser something. So there is what? Pericardial effusion, and when there is too much fluid, it converts to what? A tamponade. Okay, so tamponade से माना टेम्पो ने टक्कर मार दी, तो उसका क्या पूरा हार्ट वो गया cover up. Okay, and that cause all these features. Okay, so congratulations to all of you. You all gave the right answer, and that is an indicator that you will all do well in any exam. Okay, chalo. So yesterday we also discussed about what? The angiography and this. So what is the criteria? How will you do screening for CAD? So CAD screening is done with what criteria? Screening. So how do you do? Okay, screening. Okay, detail will discuss in medicine part, not here. Okay, so CAD screening, what do you do? Which test? What is the name of the test? Name of the test. So let's start. Very good. Yes, stress test. We'll use the stress test. Very, very good. Okay, so we use the stress test for this purpose, and stress test can be done by 2, either drugs. Which drugs? We use dobutamine, or we can use the exercise. Which one? Yes, the TMT. So what is the criteria? If a patient cannot walk or cannot use the treadmill, he is bedridden, then we can use the TMT. And if the patient is able to walk on the TMT, that is treadmill, then we use the treadmill. What the criteria? On doing the drug or this, what happens? There is an increased heart rate. So what happens? Increased heart rate. And if there is a ST depression more than 1 millimeter, 1 box, okay, for 80 milliseconds or more, okay, it's a positive TMT, positive stress test. That means it confirms there is a myocardial, yes, a hypoperfusion, and then we will confirm with angio. So angiography, then angioplasty. So graphy followed by plasty, graphy, plasty. Very good. Okay, and what is dobutamine? As I told you, it acts through beta 1 and it increases the heart rate. So beta 1 increase heart rate. Are you clear now? And TMT, sympathetic, increase the heart rate. Again sympathetic increase, beta 1 increase the heart rate. So both increase the heart rate. See, that is the case. Easy. Okay, so very, very important concepts. Okay, chalo. So this is what patient will be. A patient is smoker, he is overweight, and he feels sometimes discomfort in the chest. Okay, he say I am normal, but I feel discomfort in chest and I get tired very fast. So he has what? History of what? Getting tired very fast. Why? Heart is not able to pump properly. So that's why he has what? Easy fatigability. Sometimes he feel palpitation maybe, or so that's why they are clinical feature. Or best is angina. So angina indicate there is some kind of, Yes, abnormality. So if we give a history of angina or any discomfort, anything which is related to what? The heart function, we will try to do the stress test. Are you clear now? There are few contraindication for stress test. Okay, like if there's a very high heart rate, we will not do. Why? Because already very high, or in case of what? In case of this Prince metal or variant angina, so there's some condition which will not do the stress test. Okay, so let's start with the remaining part of the CVS and we will do them. Okay, so now we first is coronary blood flow. Coronary blood flow. Coronary blood flow. Okay, so first it is 250 ml per minute. 250 ml. Okay, the anatomy part is again taught in anatomy and then clinically correlated in medicine. Okay, second is it is maximum in diastole, and minimum in systole. That is something unusual. Why? All other organs get blood primarily in systole, but heart coronary supply is maximum in diastole. Why? The answer is, reason is what? Why? Because during systole the contraction of myocardium, that is muscles, squeezes the blood vessels. So this is the myocardium and the blood vessels are going through the myocardium obviously to reach the heart. So squeezes coronary vessels passing through squeezes the coronary vessels passing through. Okay, and that is why blood supply decrease in systole. So that is how the blood supply will decrease and thereby decrease blood flow in systole. So which period heart is not getting the blood? Systole. So that is why increased heart rate again cause more and more systoles and decrease diastole. So again it causes poor perfusion. So increased heart rate, tachycardia is a risk factor for, yes, for all these angina, MI, etc. So heart rate should remain as low as possible, not very low, then you will die. So that's why heart rate ऐसा नहीं जितना मर्जी कम कर लिया, but it should be sorry, low. Okay, so are you clear here? So heart rate should be high? No, it should be low, not high. Okay, fine. Now comes a question. Question is, the coronary vessels are supplying the heart, so the area which is innermost is going to be affected most. So that is why write down most, yeah, just write like that, least blood flow to, so least blood flow to subendocardium. Hence most MI, that is infarct, most MI, that is infarct, are subendocardial. They are subendocardial infarcts. Are you clear? And one interesting thing is, this subendocardial infarct, they are not going to cause much changes. Why? They are not touching the muscle, myocardium. They are just touching what? This. So that is why they don't cause much changes in ECG also. And they most commonly cause what? They cause non-ST MI. So non-ST elevation MI. That is NSTEMI. Are you clear? NSTEMI. Okay. Whereas a one which is through all three layers, that is a dangerous one called as transmural. So it causes lots of damage to the heart and lots of what findings because of this, and that's why it is ST is basically transmural. Okay. So that is why it is transmural infarct. That is all three layers. What is transmural? All three layers. Endocardium, myocardium and the epicardium. Okay, so all three layers are involved. So this causes lots of release of what? Potassium, and this potassium cause what? ST elevation. This causes a ST elevated MI. Are you clear? This is what is called as the classical ST MEI. Are you clear? So STMI is primarily transmural, okay, and subendocardial is non-STMI. Are you clear? So what is one important thing? Thrombolysis is not required in this case. Here we can do thrombolysis by giving streptokinase, urokinase, at reteplase, okay. So that's why here no thrombolysis needed. Rather it will cause risk of hemorrhage by yes this, okay, and here yes thrombolysis can be done. So here we just give what? Mona, oxygen to increase the oxygen supply, that decrease the ischemia, hypoxia, and in this case we don't do thrombolysis. MCQ. So no thrombolysis required in which case? And STMI, okay. We can do a delayed PCI, that is we can do a delayed PCI if not relieved. What is PCI? Percutaneous intervention, that is angioplasty, okay, delayed. Here thrombolysis, okay, or PCI. So I hope it's clear. So what is PCI? It is percutaneous intervention, nothing but other name for angioplasty, balloon angioplasty and stenting, okay. So all these are covered in the lectures, you can watch them. Are you clear? Okay, so you can watch them later on also, okay. So I hope it's clear, okay. So I hope it's clear. Next is what else do we see in this particular case, okay. So also we would be seeing the concept of blood vessels. So I don't blood vessels, okay. So we are going to see blood vessels, okay, clear. Next, okay, बाकी treatment remain the same, okay. So delayed. So what is the treatment? Mona. So in both the condition we give Mona. देखो ऐसे करा ना, मोन कर रहा है, आ देखो आ तो उसको मोन, तो उसको मोना दे दो. क्या देना है ट्रीटमेंट? दोनों का सेम है. क्या दे रहे हैं इसको? मोना देंगे, मोना. So what is the treatment given to both the patient? Mona. What is Mona? He is doing moaning ना, आ तो दे दो उसको मोना. तो मोना, दोनों को मोना देंगे. बस ये कि इसके अंदर थ्रोम्बोलिसिस करेंगे स्ट्रेप्टोकाइनेस से, इसमें नहीं. तो उसका क्या है? कई लोग कहते हैं इसका कोड है सोनम, इसका है मोना. तो अब याद कर लो, व्हाट इज मोना? मोना इज मॉर्फिन फॉर पेन. फिर ऑक्सीजन, एन इज नाइट्रेट्स, दैट इज, ये क्वेश्चन आया था ना नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड वाला एग्जाम में. सो इट कॉज dilation, vasodilation, and A is aspirin, which is antiplatelet. So that is called as Mona. Morphine, oxygen, nitrates, aspirin, Mona. So Mona दे दो, सही है ना? Mona, okay. So Mona with thrombolysis और PCI. Mona alone नहीं होता Mona से काम, तो फिर PCI करेंगे. क्या नहीं करना? Thrombolysis नहीं करना, thrombolysis नहीं करना. Clear? So I hope is clear. Okay. चलो. Let's start now with the blood vessel topic. So please pay attention. First we have a Windkessel vessel. Windkessel vessel. Now नाम से लग रहा है विंड जैसे बहती रहती है, भी क्या है? ऐसे ऐसे होती रहती है. क्या करती है? स्ट्रेच रिकॉइल, स्ट्रेच रिकॉइल. सो दे आर लार्ज इलास्टिक आर्टरीज, लार्ज इलास्टिक आर्टरीज. सही है. सो व्हाट दे आर लार्ज इलास्टिक आर्टरीज. एग्जाम्पल इज आयोटा. Example is aorta. So large elastic arteries, example of these are aorta. Now what do they have? They have basically what property? Have elastic recoil. That means they can stretch and return. That means stretch and then return. so they can stretch and then very well they can return back. Are you clear now? So they can return back. So stretch, return, stretch, return. Okay. Now what is their function? So function is first, okay, understand, okay, heart is pumping the blood in which, and they ask this sometime question, factual question, which is the Windkessel vessel? Aorta. Windkessel aorta. What they are? Elastic vessels. They are elastic. Okay. Now understand. Heart is pumping blood. That is, ventricles are pumping blood in systole, not in diastole. So they are pumping in systole, not in diastole. So here comes the question: who will give blood to organs in diastole? That is aorta. How? Okay. First understand, during systole, ventricle contract, okay, to produce systolic flow and pressure. Systolic pressure 120 and systolic blood flow. So who is giving systolic flow and systolic pressure? Answer is, it is our, yes, ventricles. Okay. Now when the blood enter aorta in systole, aorta stretches. Okay. Also in systole, aorta is stretched. So also in systole, aorta is stretched. Are you clear? The aorta is stretched. And as the aorta stretch, will it remain stretched? No, it will recoil. It will recoil, and as it recoil, it will compress the blood present in the aorta and push it forward, causing diastolic flow and pressure. Now what happens is, during diastole, ventricles are not pumping, they relax. During diastole, aorta recoil, okay, inwards, recoil inwards, okay, and compress, okay, blood, and compress blood inside. Okay, clear? And it will compress the blood present inside. Okay, blood. Now what is the result? When you compress something, pressure rise, so it causes a increase, what pressure? Yes, aortic pressure. So it rather creates aortic diastolic pressure, and number two is, it causes what? It therefore maintain blood flow in diastole. So these are the two primary functions. So what are the two primary functions? One is, during diastole, the aorta recoil inwards and it will compress the blood, and that makes sure the blood is flowing in both systole and diastole. So the double benefit? The double benefit is aortic diastolic pressure, how much? 80 mmHg. So I hope everything is perfectly clear. So let me just give an example. During systole, aorta is stretching, and diastole it will recoil. As it recoil, it will push the blood forward, and why the blood is not coming back? The aortic valve will close. So let's do one thing. So I'll show it in diagram. Please pay attention. So this is the ventricle. Okay, this is the aorta. So left ventricle, aorta. Okay. Now in systole, what happens? So let's see systole. As the ventricle contract, it will compress the blood and cause what pressure? 120 mmHg. This pressure make the blood enter the aorta with what pressure? 120, and this is systolic pressure, and this cause which flow? Systolic flow to the organs, and also because of pressure, the aorta will stretch. So it causes a stretching of the aorta. Are you clear? So it causes a stretching of the aorta. Okay, done. So is it clear? So it causes a stretching. Okay, clear? It can occur, Indrajit. Okay, clear? Fine. Okay. Now comes the question. So is the flow maintained? Yes. Now what happens in diastole? I will show. So what you can do is you can use the same diagram. I'm a bit lazy, so I'll use the same diagram. How? Now I'll discuss the diastole. So now what happens is now the ventricles are relaxing. So pressure will fall to 0, which I taught you already. So they are relaxing. So this is relax. So pressure will fall. Now what happens is something very, very interesting. The aorta is going to recoil. So now the aorta will recoil. Where? Inwards. So can you see the arrows? So we'll press the blood. So pressure become 80. And this 80 pressure is going to push the blood forward. Called as what flow? Diastolic flow. And this is which pressure? Diastolic pressure. 80 mmHg. Easy. Now can this blood be returning back also? Yes. But to prevent the backflow, we close which valve? The semilunar. So that is why semilunar close to prevent regurgitation. Regurgitation. Okay. So that is why it close to prevent regurgitation. Okay. So that is the case. So therefore, the moment semilunar valve close, it causes a vibration. Why? The blood is colliding with the valve and it is shut close. So that's why it prevents backward flow. And that is why this closure produce a very unique pressure change. It causes dicrotic notch in aortic pulse recording. Okay, so let me show what is that. So it is looking like this. Okay, a bit higher up. So this is the, yes, systole part, this is diastole, and this is the notch N. So what is this N? It is dicrotic notch. So this is systolic peak, diastolic peak, this is the dicrotic notch. So what is the reason for dicrotic notch? Answer is it is closure of semilunar valve, which cause the dicrotic notch to appear. Are you clear now? Okay. Okay. So if the valve doesn't close, if it is defective, can the blood go back? Yes. This is called as aortic regurgitation, AR. Or if in that side, it is what? Pulmonary regurgitation. Okay. So it is what? It is if aortic valve is incompetent, मतलब बिल्कुल ही बेकार है, incompetent, that is doesn't close properly. Okay, what happens? It causes the blood to come back in which period? Systole, diastole? It causes blood to go from aorta to ventricle in which period? Diastole. So obviously it will cause which murmur? Systolic, diastolic. So that is why it causes a systolic murmur or diastolic. It causes a diastolic. So it causes a early or mid diastolic murmur. Obviously it will occur in the initial part or then it can delay to middle. So mid diastolic murmur. Okay. So it causes a mid diastolic murmur. Okay. And that is very important. And this mid diastolic murmur, is given a special name, AR, mid diastolic. So it is called as what? AA, Austin Flint. So also called as what? Austin Flint murmur. Asked in last year December, Austin Flint murmur. Only thing is nowadays they are becoming very, very clever. They will give this question in technical term, not one-liner. They will give a patient is, let's say, some IV drug user or he has some rheumatic fever, and post that he develops some disorder and he is having what? Some problems. Okay, and then as a doctor you're examining and you hear a sound, okay, between the S2 and S1. So you here in the middle S2 and S1, okay, and this person is also having dancing carotids, that is Corrigan sign, Quincke's pulse, okay, or Hill sign. They're all signs of AR, okay. So they can either give the signs or they can give what? These signs as observation, like the pressure in popliteal and the what? Cubital fossa, that is your recording between the two artery is different. Plus you might have what? The Trowbridge sign. So they will not give you the name of sign because they are becoming very smart in that case. They will just mention there is a mid diastolic murmur, okay, there is a valvular lesion, clear. You do a echo, and in echo you can see there is what? Abnormal flow, or there is a so they are giving a hint, it is mid this, okay. So they can ask you what is the name of the murmur, okay, or what is the disease person is suffering from. The answer is AR, okay. And if there is a AR, the treatment we will do valvuloplasty, we will repair the defective valves. Are you clear? Okay. So mid diastolic murmur is a marker of what? Austin Flint is the other name, and is seen where? It is seen in middle of the diastole, caused by what? This is aortic regurgitation, okay, fine. Chalo. Now we see second vessel. Second vessel are एक और चीज before that. So the pressure of aorta. So aorta and pulmonary artery. So aorta systole, aorta diastole, aorta systole, aorta diastole. Okay, fine. See, I told you diacrotic notch. See again, when ventricles are contracting, are you clear? Are they pushing the blood? And this 120 pressure is creating the big, okay. Then the pressure is falling down, yes or no? Now what happens? The moment aortic valve close, this blood will collide and create vibration, yes or no? And this vibrating blood then go and move forward. So that cause a very sharp fall and rise in pressure. This fall and rise in pressure create a notch. जैसे होता है ना mountains के बीच में, ये notch हो गए दो mountain के बीच में notch. So this notch is called as diacrotic notch, and it indicates the state of the semilunar valve closure. If there is a defect, the notch can be enhanced or it can be disappearing also. Are you clear? Like in HOCM, it can be very prominent notch. Okay, this is all taught in medicine. अभी रुक जाओ भाई, हर चीज नहीं सीखनी अभी, ठीक है? So don't have to learn everything now. So remember, diacrotic notch is between the systolic and diastolic period. Systolic and diastolic period. So systolic period pulse and diastolic period pulse. So you can feel. Okay. So this is the diacrotic notch. Okay, it is not felt that better, but rather it is visualized. So you can record and we can see the pulse. This is there. Okay, fine. Okay, Sunil. Okay. Aorta. What is the pressure in the aorta? The pressure is 120. Here it is 25. Okay. Here it is 25, and in diastole here it is 80. This is 10. Okay. Now first question is, in the aorta the 120 pressure in systole is by left ventricle and this is by right ventricle. Okay. And this 80 or 10 is caused by what? Elastic recoil. Are you clear? So what is it causing? It is causing the elastic recoil. Are you clear? So it is causing the elastic recoil. Okay. Now interesting question. If both the arteries, that is this artery and this artery, if they get connected to each other, okay, through a opening, this opening is called as ductus arteriosus in fetal life, and if it doesn't close, it is called as PDA. PDA, that is patent ductus arteriosus. Ductus means duct, like a duct is connection. Arteriosus means between the arteries. So patent ductus arteriosus. Patent means open. Okay. So what happens is the blood will obviously go from where? The blood will go from aorta to the pulmonary artery in systole and also in diastole. So that means the blood will go from aorta to pulmonary artery, that is which shunt? Left to right shunt again. Okay. And this blood will go in systole, diastole, both. Why? Because 120-25 it goes, 80-10 it goes, so it will go continuously. So it will cause in both systole and diastole. In both systole and diastole. Now, if it goes in both systole, diastole, it is going to cause what? It will obviously cause what? It will cause a increase in what? Yes, increase in murmur, and this murmur would be in systole, diastole both. So that is why a murmur appear in both. And what is the murmur which is in both called as? Murmur in both systole and this. So what is the name of this murmur in both? So murmur, okay, in both systole and diastole. So the name of this murmur called as in both systole, diastole, called as, anyone? What is the name of this murmur which is appearing in both systole, diastole? Anyone? Give the name. So everything is clear? Done? Okay, very good. Yes, the answer is right. What is the name? Yes, it is the continuous or machinery murmur. Very good. Okay, so answer is continuous murmur. Very good. And since it occur like a low hum, like continuous, also called as machinery murmur. Very good. Okay, not pansystolic, Nitin. Pan is when it is occurring only in systole. It occur in diastole also, na. So if it occur in both systole, diastole, see, S1, S2, S1. So S1, S2, S1. So it become what? It become a continuous murmur. So both is continuous. Okay, you're getting the concepts right. So therefore, it is a type of continuous murmur. Okay, not systolic, not diastolic, called as continuous. Okay, so therefore, be very clear. Murmurs are now going to be asked because they are one of the most important clinical findings in patients of valvular lesion. AS, MS, TR, PR, all. So therefore, if you're not understanding murmur, you will surely lose one question in the upcoming exam. So murmur should be at your fingertip. If they say continuous, oh, that is PDA or AV fistulas, because artery vein connected continuously. Okay, so all these are important concepts in this case. Yes or no? So S1 to S1, very good. It is S1 to S1 in this case. Okay, chalo. So done, clear? Okay. चलो ओके, so we will start. Yes, students are very smart, they understand everything. That is the best thing, because if you are not understanding, you can ask me, okay, and if you still don't understand, then I will explain again, but at the end you need to know them, okay. अब वो टाइम खत्म हो गया जहाँ पे मगिंग कर सकते थे, पास होते थे, क्या मगिंग कर लिया, कंटिन्यूस मरमर पीडीए, कंटिन्यूस पीडीए, कंटिन्यूस, अब वो एग्जाम नहीं देगा कंटिन्यूस पीडीए, वो क्या बोलेगा, अ पेशेंट ब्रॉट while the auscultation of the patient a doctor is hearing a murmur which is present in systole also and diastole, or he hear a low humming voice which continues from S1 to S1. अब समझ में आ रहा है, वो खत्म हो गया कंटिन्यूअस पीडीए, कंटिन्यूअस ये खत्म हो गया भाई. They are now going to give you features, findings, and you have to understand what continuous is, pansystolic is, to solve the question. That is why if you don't make efforts to understand, you will again be saying the same thing in December कि sir it was very difficult paper, nothing came from the notes, we could not solve any question. I don't want you to say this. I want you to solve each and every question and show NB examiners that we are smart enough to solve any possible question. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, chalo. Now we see the second vessel. Right, please. ठीक है, and the notes of CBS are uploaded in the group, so you can use. They are just class notes. Okay, clear? We'll modify with images later on, but right now just use them. Okay. So next vessel is what? It is the name is what? We have the capacitance vessel. So please write the name capacitance vessels. Okay, so they are capacitance vessels. Okay, so what are they? They are basically large, they are basically having high compliance, okay, they are having a high compliance. Okay, now what is the effect of high compliance? Okay, when blood come, they stretch. Okay, yes, they stretch. So they stretch and store blood. So are you clear? So that is why they act as what? Hence they act as blood reservoir. So they act as blood reservoir. So are you clear? So what are they going to act as? The answer is blood reservoirs is the case. Okay, so blood reservoirs. Okay, fine. So is it clear now? So that is the concept of the blood reservoirs. Okay, fine. Okay, so what happens is when you have excess blood, let's say I drink lots of water or take IV fluids, will it immediately increase my BP volume? No. Why? Because these vessels will stretch and store the extra blood. So they act as water tank. So what are they? They are the blood reservoir. Okay, and what they are? They are systemic veins. They are systemic veins. Okay, so what they are? They are systemic veins. Okay, and they store maximum amount of blood. Okay, so they contain 50 to 60% blood. Now is it some useful fact? Are Baba, yes, entire shock story depends on this. Let me give an example. Okay, so please listen to the example with full attention, understand. Okay, let's say my hand gets cut. Okay, no, why should my hand be cut? मेरा हाथ क्यों कटे, किसी और का कटे, मतलब hand. Okay, so why should my hand be cut? ना, enemy hand. Let's say enemy hand gets cut. You know what our enemies are. Okay, clear? So I don't want to take the name, but you know the enemies. Okay, so let's say the enemy hand gets cut. Okay, and the enemy is losing blood. Okay, but not too much, otherwise they might die. Okay, so let's say the person lose half a liter or maybe even 1 liter of blood. Okay, clear? So as he lose the blood, okay, what happened? Immediately apply force and stop the bleeding. But by that time, let's say he has lost 10-20% of blood. So ideally his blood volume will decrease. So his cardiac output BP should decrease and he should enter the shock. But no, he will not enter the shock. That is what is the class 1 and class 2 of shock is. There is no change in BP. Why? The answer is simple. Immediately by the loss of the blood, there is increased sympathetic which cause vasoconstriction, As veins get constricted, they will become small in size, and the blood they contained shift to the heart and compensate for the lost blood. That is why you will not have what? Shock on immediately losing the blood. So that's why it is preventing the shock by transferring. So that is why these veins compensate for blood loss, compensate for blood loss, okay, compensate for blood loss, okay. And that is why only when loss of blood is more than 30%, that is class 3 shock, more than 30%, there is fall in BP, there is fall in BP, SBP. So that means it is class 3 shock. And now we need to give fluids, crystalloid and the colloids, even blood maybe. So therefore, why the blood is lost but there is no shock? So 30%. What is 30%? You know, 5 liters blood. So what is 10%? 10% is 500. So 30%. So 30% would be around 1500 ml. So now you are getting the concepts. So a person loses 1500 ml blood. A person loses 1500 ml blood. So what happens? His BP should fall, but veins can compensate up to half of their value. That is 60, half is 30. So they can compensate half. They cannot compensate all ना भाई. ठीक है, एक लिमिट होगी ना. So like I want to help someone and I pay their fee, but I cannot pay fees of each and everyone. Then I'll be bankrupt ना. So that is why same way it can compensate to some extent. So half the blood loss can be compensated. So in this case, if 30% loss, veins can compensate, and only when there is more than 30% loss, there is a fall in BP. So less than 30%, BP will be maintained. So that is why if blood loss less than 30%, SBP is normal because of compensation. This is called as what? Compensated shock. Are you clear now? So what is it called as? Compensated shock. Who's compensating? Yes, the veins and also the baroreceptor kidney. Compensated shock. Easy ho gaya? So that is what the compensation does. So easy it is, okay. So will you now forget ki why? So otherwise what will happen? If that were the case, let's say I go to donate the blood. So I say take my blood, I want to donate for my motherland, take my blood. And as they take my blood volume decrease, BP decrease, and I faint. Oh, I am in shock, give my blood, वापस दो. They give the blood back. Oh, I am normal, लो, take my blood. Then again take, oh, I am in shock. तो क्या होगा? साले तू ड्रामा लगा रखा है, साले ब्लड देने आता है, लेके चल जाता है, भाग यहाँ से. So that's why this person will be having fluctuation. BP fall, BP rise. Give blood, BP rise. Take blood, BP fall. Is not the case. Are you clear now? So why? Because we are having enough storage in the veins. So easy it is. Yes or no? All understood? Chalo. So why this is the case? Okay, clear? And what is class 1 and class 2? Let me tell you class 1 and class 2. Class 1 is loss less than 15%. Okay. Class 2 is loss 15 to 30%. Okay. And again what happens? BP is normal in both the case. Here normal BP, normal heart rate. Here normal BP but heart rate increase to compensate. Are you clear? Class 3 there is more than 30 to 40%. So now what happens? Decrease BP, heart rate increase. Clear? And obviously in severe there is what? Other features also. So easy it is. Yes or no? So what is class 1 of shock? Shock classification. 4 is more than 40%. उसमें तो भाई इमरजेंसी होती है more than 40%. 2 liters. Easy हो गया? समझ में आया? मजा आया? Clear? So surgery also they teach shock, but they never explain all this funda. So therefore in 1 and 2 BP is normal. Class 1 and 2 BP is normal. BP is normal. Okay, in class 2, so that's why these two are called as which conditions? Compensated shock. So these are compensated. Why shock? Because blood is lost. And this is decompensated. They are decompensated or uncompensated. Are you clear now? Easy. See, medicine is so easy, it explains everything. It can clear each and every doubt. Okay, so therefore when is BP normal? In class 1 BP is normal, heart rate normal. In class 2 BP is still normal, but heart rate rise because of increased sympathetic, remember. And in class 3 heart rate keep rising, BP start to fall. So when is the BP falling for the first time? The BP is falling for first time in class 3. Easy ho gaya? Chalo, let's move further. Okay, and build your concepts. Okay, because I want your concepts should be perfect in each and every manner. Okay, clear? Fine. Okay, okay, so we'll start. Okay, so what are the other important concepts we will see? Okay, and anything you don't understand, okay, I'll be available. So okay, after class I'll take doubt clearing session. Okay, and MCQs and revision with MCQs. Okay, टाइमिंग क्या रखें? What should be the timing? 10 कर लूँ, 10 PM, मैं भी कुछ खा पी लूँगा, है ना. So 10 PM कर लेते हैं, ठीक है. So 10 PM after class I will have a this, okay, on YouTube. Link I will post to you. So YouTube I'll give the link around 9 or 10 o'clock. Okay, so yes, okay. Again this is different in country to country. Okay, clear? Some country the one unit contain 350, some contain 450 also. Okay, clear? Okay, chalo. So entire blood transfusion etc will take a special class, don't worry. So all the complication of blood transfusion, what are the immediate effect, late effect, all these things will discuss later. अभी करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है. चलो, okay, fine. Okay, चलो. Ideally it should be 450, but in India no one can give this much in one go, so that's why India most places we use 350. Okay, chalo, done. So once again, what are class 1 and class 2? They are compensated shock. Why? Because the BP is normal. BP is normal. And in class 3 the BP start to decrease. Why? Because the loss is too much to compensate. Once the loss cross 30%, it is, yes, not fully compensated. So they are uncompensated or decompensated shock. Easy, decompensated shock. Okay, no need to mug up. If you are trying to mug up any subject, please tell me, I will explain the concept. If it is just requiring mugging, I'll give you the things you need to remember all the time. Like in backstride, नाम तो याद करना पड़ेगा, but features of backstride, why they appear, what the reason, that is logic. चलो, now we see third vessel. These are capillaries, or rather exchange vessels. They are capillaries. Okay. हाँ भाई, हाँ बिल्कुल, why not? Okay, clear? See बस आओ. Okay, faculty is not a problem यार. You people are more important. Okay, so any faculty you want, will talk to them, है ना, and will get them. Okay, सबकी गारंटी नहीं ले सकता, मेरा काम नहीं है. I can just request. Okay, like we did revision and almost 9 faculties took revision classes, so that's why we can request all. Okay, so exchange vessels are capillary. Okay, why? First, they are permeable. Okay, so they are very permeable, very permeable. So they are what? Very, very permeable. So these are very permeable. Which one? The exchange vessels are permeable. Okay, second, they have no smooth muscles, no recoil, so they have no smooth muscles, they have no recoil. Okay, So no smooth muscles, okay, no recoil, okay, no recoil, okay. Then also these are having what other properties, let me show. They are having first very small diameter, okay. Also they have low pressure, 10 to 20 mHg. Why? If they are having a very high pressure, they will rupture or might cause blood loss, okay. Also they have low volume, just 5% of blood. So veins contain 40%, they contain just 5%. So they contain how much blood? Just 5% of the blood, okay. So 5% blood is present in this case. Are you clear? So is it clear now? So that is the case. Fine. So are you clear? Okay. So 5% of the blood, okay. Also they have low resistance and maximum CSA. What is CSA? Cross sectional area. Now this is a PG level thing. Why they have such a big area and low resistance? The answer is because of billions of capillaries in parallel. Because of billions of capillaries in parallel. So I'll give an idea. Please understand. You know from your physics that when you put resistance in series like R1, R2, R3, the resistance is higher, okay, remember. So it will be what? Higher, like let's say it's 2, 2, 2. So what will be the R total? 6. So that is series. But when you put them in parallel like this, remember, the resistance R1, R2, R3, the resistance is lower, it will be 1/6. So that is why parallel causes lower resistance. Let's say there's a road, only one road, there's lots of traffic jam, high resistance. But when you make a flyover on top, flyover is on parallel to the road, so people can go on flyover or multiple lanes. So one lane road or multi-lane. So where is traffic jam more? Single lane, na? So same is the concept. If you create more vessels, resistance fall, and if there is more, the area will increase. So what are the two benefit of parallel arrangement? The two benefit is, one is resistance is decreased and the area is increased. What are the benefit? I'll tell you now. So just for the sake of understanding, I'll give a very simple diagram. Please pay attention. This is aorta. These are the arteries. Okay. So these are the arteries. Okay. Then these are arterioles. Clear? So these are the arterioles. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Now this is aorta, arteries, arterioles, and lastly comes the capillaries. So I hope everything is perfectly clear. So this is the capillaries. So these are the capillaries. Okay. So let's start the discussion. Okay. So first is, in this case you can see aorta is very big, but its total area would be just this much, CSA. Capillaries is very small, but there are billions of capillaries in parallel. So their total CSA become very huge. Now are you getting the idea? So whose CSA is more, capillary or aorta? Answer is capillary, because there are lots of capillary in parallel. So they have the maximum CSA. Are you clear now? So which vessel has the highest CSA? Capillary, which enable better flow and also best exchange. Okay. So what are the properties of capillary? So let's put them in perspective. So right, capillaries aorta. Clear? So capillaries and aorta. Capillaries have, first question, they have minimum diameter. How much? 5 to 10 micron meter. And aorta is having second maximum. Again, these are factual points but asked in exam. Second max diameter, second maximum. How much? Okay, let me explain. So who's the max? So I know max is vena cava. How much? Vena cava. Vena cava is maximum. It is approximately a 3 centimeter. Aorta is 2.5 centimeter diameter. So who's the biggest vessel? Vena cava. Who's the biggest vessel? Vena cava. Number 2, aorta. Now next question. Capillaries are having minimum and they have minimum velocity of flow. Minimum velocity. That is speed of flow. So blood flow very slow. That is slow. Slow flow. What is the advantage? Best exchange. If the blood go very fast, they will not be able to exchange. Yes or no? If the blood go very fast, here the cells are waiting, है ना, in front of capillary. Blood आएगा, glucose मिलेगा, blood आएगा, glucose मिलेगा, and blood come very fast like a super fast train. Blood come and shook. Before you can pick, it goes like a waiter who's showing you, yes, he's showing you attitude in some party. Like there's a waiter, है ना, and you have some, hey wait, जल्दी लाके दो. Now तेरे को मैं बताता हूँ, ठीक है. And now he tell all the waiter, don't serve this person. And now when you're waiting, waiter will come with cold drink, and this waiter come and goes very fast in front of you. Before you can say wait, he goes. So same way the capillary are waiting. Blood will come, glucose will come, and the blood come and goes. So that's why it should be fast or slow? Very slow. So that's why waiter who are serving in the marriage or some function always go very slow, so that the person, the guest can easily pick up the bigger samosa. याद है हम सब ढूंढते हैं, दिखा भाई प्लेट, ये नहीं, ये बड़ा वाला बड़ा, है ना. सो दैट सेम थिंग. ओके, ये सम पीपल दो कीप द प्लेट हियर, ब्रिंग अनदर प्लेट. ओके, सो वो पूरे पैसे वसूल करने आते हैं, ठीक है, इन द मैरिज. सो बेस्ट एक्सचेंज एंड ऑल्सो इट कॉज अ वेरी लैमिनर फ्लो. यहां क्या होता है? यस, मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी इन आयोटा एंड आर्टरीज. Okay, very fast, that is fast. So that is why it is causing rapid supply. Rapid supply, fatafat, raparap. Okay, so rapid supply to tissues, rapid supply of blood. But problem, it causes turbulent flow. तो याद रखना, turbulent flow. Turbulence what? It is turbulent means it is noisy. So turbulent flow is noisy and inefficient. Noisy and inefficient. This is silent. आराम से कहते हैं ना, बिल्कुल पता भी नहीं चला, आ गया और पता भी नहीं चला. Silent and efficient. Easy. So silent and efficient flow. Okay. So what is silent, efficient? They are all exam question, factual question. Concept is there, but no clinical concept. Okay. What is the clinical concept? Turbulent flow are noisy. So whatever murmur, stridor, wheezing, rails, whatever ronchi you hear, they're all turbulent flow. So that's why as doctors we know, if you start hearing sounds which were not there earlier, they are pathological. Like there is no heart sound between S1 and S2. If there's a sound, it is called as murmur, which is a turbulent flow. Or if a person breathes, there is a whistling sound, it is wheezing, it is abnormal sound. So that's why these sounds indicate what? Abnormalities of flow. Okay, so that is clinical correlation. Okay. So what is the criteria to know whether laminar or turbulent? One question is asked, Reynolds number. It's a factual thing, but पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही. Reynolds number. If it is less than equal to 2000, it is laminar flow. And if it is more than 3000, it is turbulent flow. याद रहेगा. So just remember this, laminar flow, turbulent flow. Okay, so less than 3000 is laminar, sorry, less than 2000 is laminar, and more than 3 is turbulent. Okay, fourth and the last vessel type is the resistance vessel. So the name of the vessel, resistance vessel. Okay, now what are the property, function, or what do they do? So let me teach you. Resistance vessels, so they are basically having which property? So they are basically muscular arteries and arterioles. So they are muscular arteries and arterioles. Okay, fine. So muscular arteries and arterioles. So I hope it's clear. So muscular arteries and arterioles. Now what do they have? They have smooth muscle. Okay, so they have what property? They have smooth muscle. Okay, and what does the smooth muscle do? They can contract or relax. If they contract or relax, they will change the diameter. They can change the diameter. They can change the diameter and thereby and control the blood flow. Example, if they relax, the diameter increase and the blood flow increase. Like example, increase diameter, decrease resistance, increase flow. So this is the primary function done by these vessels. So what are the arterioles' primary function? So arterioles regulate the blood flow. They control the blood flow. So therefore, to make you understand all the vessels in a single instance, I can give a diagram which you all have to understand. Okay, so understand the diagram and you will never ever make a mistake. Okay, look at this diagram. This is, I'll just label it later, don't worry. Let me first show it to you. Okay, don't ask me before I complete, सर ये क्या बवासीर, सॉरी क्या बना रहे हो? Yes, it is complete. Okay, so this is a water supply system. This is the pump, motor pump. This is a pipe. This is the water tank. This is a valve, and this is a tap. Clear? So you know how this system works. So tap basically control the flow. So this tap contains a spring which you can rotate to increase or decrease the flow in the tap. This is the glass. This is, let's say, cells or tissue. Okay, this is a bucket. So this bucket is like the tissue. So question is how much come will depend on the valve and the tap. So this pump is basically ventricles. It is ventricles and aorta. Pipe are arteries. Okay, then water tank is storing the blood. It is like veins who store the extra blood. Okay, so they are storing the extra blood. Okay, so the blood will store here. This valve controls the flow. So basically it is what? Resistance vessels. Okay, they are arterioles. And the tap which is having the opening which gives the flow, it is like the capillaries because it has the flow. So it is giving the flow. Okay, so it is giving the flow. So therefore what are capillaries like? So capillaries are giving the flow. Capillaries are giving the blood. Then valve is the one who controls the flow. If I close the valve completely, no flow can come. Are you clear? Complete shutting of the flow, no flow comes. Okay, if I open more will come. So is it causing the flow? No, it is controlling the flow. Who is causing the flow? So they produce the flow. They produce the flow by pumping the blood into vessel. Who is storing the extra? It is veins who store the extra. Who control the flow? Valves. And who is giving the blood or the fluid to the tissues? Answer is capillary. So these are the four vessel types. Which are they? Pump is what? Ventricles. Storing is tank. arterioles are resistance and this. Okay, so let me write it down for you. Okay, so first is I write like this. Okay, produce flow, yeah, rather I'll start with like this. Okay, first is produce flow, control flow, store blood, store and exchange. Okay, so produce flow, answer is it is aorta and ventricles. Aorta. Okay, what is controlling the flow? It is arterioles. Store the blood, veins. Exchange is capillaries. Okay, what are they also called as? Windcastle. Arterioles are resistance vessels. Veins are capacitance, and these are obviously exchange vessels. Okay, and what are the property? Windcastle are having what? Recoil. They have recoil. They have muscles, muscular vessels. Capacitance, they are stretchable. They have compliance, and exchange are permeable. They are permeable. So these are all the properties we will see or we will have. Are you clear? So these are all the properties we see or we will have. Are you clear? Fine. Done. So are the vessels clear to all of you? So these are the vessels: aorta for, yes, recoil and produce diastolic flow. Arterioles are having the resistance and they control the flow. Veins are stretchable, they stretch, compliant, and they store the blood. And capillaries are the only ones which can do exchange because they are permeable. So these are the vessel types and their properties. Okay, so we'll do the BP after the break. So we'll take the break now. Okay, 35 minutes, take it for lunch. Okay, so we'll start at around 15:30. Okay, around 2:25. Okay, okay. So we'll start at 2:25 p.m. Okay. Okay, so we will take the break.